Welcome back to our channel, your reliable source for Social Security news and updates. Today, we're diving into a claim that's been making waves across social media and the internet. The idea that everyone will receive $8,700 stimulus checks. Is there any truth to this? Let's find out. In recent weeks, many people have been buzzing about a supposed government plan to distribute $8,700 stimulus checks to every American. This rumor has caught the attention of countless individuals, especially as we navigate ongoing economic challenges. With headlines, tweets, and posts spreading this information like wildfire, it's easy to see why so many are hopeful and curious. The origins of this claim are murky, but it seems to have gained traction from a combination of social media posts, blog articles, and even some misleading news reports. The promise of a significant financial boost during tough times is understandably appealing, but it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. As soon as this claim surfaced, it generated a lot of public interest. People started sharing it widely, hoping for a bit of good news. Some users cited anonymous sources or unofficial statements, while others pointed to economic relief measures from the past as potential evidence. But where did this rumor start? Early indications suggest it began with a viral post on a popular social media platform. From there, various websites and influencers picked up the story, amplifying it further. Before long, the idea of $8,700 checks became a hot topic in online discussions and even local news segments. Given the widespread nature of this claim, it's essential to examine its validity. In our next segment, we'll delve into official sources, explore the economic feasibility, and hear from experts to determine if there's any truth behind the $8,700 stimulus check rumor. Stay tuned, and if you find our content helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Now that we understand the origins and spread of the $8,700 stimulus check claim, let's dive deeper into the investigation of its validity. We will examine official sources, analyze the economic feasibility, and hear from experts on the likelihood and impact of such a large stimulus. First, let's look at what official sources say about this claim. The most reliable information regarding stimulus checks and government financial aid comes from official government websites and statements from trusted officials. The U.S. Department of the Treasury, which oversees federal economic policies and financial matters, has not released any statements supporting the idea of $8,700 stimulus checks. Additionally, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, responsible for distributing stimulus payments, has no information about such a payment on its website or in its official communications. Next, we turn to the White House. Any significant financial measure, like a new stimulus check, would typically be announced by the president or through a press briefing. As of now, there have been no announcements or press releases from the White House indicating a new stimulus check of this amount. Congress also plays a crucial role in approving any stimulus packages. A bill proposing a $8,700 stimulus check would need to be introduced, debated, and passed by both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Currently, there are no records of such a bill being introduced or discussed in Congress. Checking congressional records and recent legislative proposals confirms that no such measure is under consideration. Let's explore the economic feasibility of distributing $8,700 checks to every American. To put this into perspective, we need to consider the total cost and the steps required for such a measure to be implemented. As of the latest census data, the U.S. population is approximately 332 million. If each person were to receive $8,700, the total cost would be roughly $2.9 trillion. This is an enormous sum, far exceeding previous stimulus packages. For example, the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, which provided $2,400 checks to eligible Americans, had a total cost of around $1.9 trillion. Financing a $2.9 trillion stimulus would require either significant increases in government debt or substantial changes to federal budgeting. Such a massive expenditure would need rigorous justification, extensive debate, and bipartisan support in Congress, which is currently not evident. The legislative process for passing such a large stimulus package involves multiple steps. 1. Introduction of a bill by a member of Congress. 2. committee reviews and amendments. 3. Votes in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. 4. Presidential approval or veto. Given the absence of any bill proposing $8,700 checks, it's clear that we are not in any stage of this legislative process. To further assess the likelihood of this claim, we turn to economic and policy experts. Many experts have weighed in on the topic of stimulus payments over the past years, providing valuable insights into the economic impact and feasibility of such measures. Economists generally agree that while stimulus checks can provide short-term economic relief and boost consumer spending, the size and scope of such payments need careful consideration. A $8,700 check per person would likely lead to significant inflationary pressures, as injecting nearly $3 trillion into the economy would increase demand for goods and services dramatically. Furthermore, policy analysts highlight that targeted financial aid, directed toward those most in need, is often more effective than broad, uniform payments. This ensures that the funds have a meaningful impact on individuals and families facing economic hardship without overwhelming the economy. In interviews and articles, experts consistently emphasize the importance of realistic and sustainable fiscal policies. While additional stimulus payments may be beneficial in certain circumstances, the scale of $8,700 checks raises serious concerns about economic stability and fiscal responsibility. Through examining official sources, analyzing the economic feasibility, and consulting expert opinions, it's clear that the claim of $8,700 stimulus checks for everyone lacks validity. There are no official announcements, legislative actions, or economic justifications supporting such a measure. After a thorough investigation, it's evident that the claim of $8,700 stimulus checks for everyone is false. Our research into official sources, including statements from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, the IRS, and the White House, revealed no announcements or plans for such a substantial stimulus payment. Furthermore, a detailed look at congressional records confirms that no bill proposing these checks is under consideration. The economic feasibility analysis showed that distributing $8,700 to every American would cost approximately $2.9 trillion, a sum far exceeding previous stimulus packages. Such a massive expenditure would require extensive legislative action and significant justification, neither of which is currently in progress. Expert opinions also highlighted the potential inflationary pressures and the importance of targeted financial aid over broad, uniform payments. The spread of misinformation, like the $8,700 stimulus check claim, can have significant consequences. Firstly, it creates false hope among the public. Many people, especially those struggling financially, may start to rely on this supposed relief, only to be disappointed when it doesn't materialize. This can lead to a sense of disillusionment and distrust towards credible news sources and government officials. Moreover, misinformation can contribute to economic instability. If enough people believe and act on false claims, such as making financial decisions based on expected stimulus checks, it can disrupt personal financial planning and broader economic behaviors. This uncertainty can have ripple effects, impacting consumer spending, saving habits, and overall economic confidence. To protect yourself from misinformation and ensure you're getting accurate information, here are some tips. 1. Check official sources. Always verify claims through official government websites or trusted news organizations. For financial and economic matters, look at statements from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, IRS, and official press releases from the White House. 2. Cross-reference multiple sources. Don't rely on a single source for information. Cross-reference the claim with multiple reputable news outlets and official announcements. 3. Look for credible news reports. Reputable news organizations have standards for fact-checking and reporting. If a major news outlet hasn't reported on a significant financial measure like a stimulus check, it's likely not true. 4. Beware of social media posts. Social media can spread misinformation quickly. Be cautious of posts that lack credible sources or appear sensational. 5. Understand the legislative process. Significant financial measures, such as stimulus checks, require congressional approval. Familiarize yourself with the basic legislative process to better understand what steps are necessary for such claims to become reality. 6. Use fact-checking websites. Websites like Snopes, factcheck.org, and PolitiFact specialize in debunking false claims and providing accurate information. They are valuable resources for verifying questionable news.